Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. Welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Inhumans versus X-Men. This crossover, I'm sort of on the fence if I'm going to trade it away or not. It's really part of a really bad era in Marvel Universe. 7 issues long, written by Charles Soule. You know, I really thought for some reason it was written by Jeff Lemire. The story itself, it's pretty good. I like it. It's part of like a trilogy of X-Men Inhuman conflict stories. And what really bothered me about this time in Marvel, coming off the Secret Wars, Hickman's Secret Wars, and for some reason Marvel just really wanted to shit on the X-Men. Like the X titles got really bad. Marvel was obsessed with pushing the Inhumans, sort of like as a replacement for the X-Men. Also during this time, the Inhumans TV series came out that was really bad, but it just felt really forced. During this time, I remember rage quitting X-Men. I stopped reading it. Like, I was really pissed off. Like, you got into one story arc after another. They were really bad. And so in the first story of this trilogy of conflicts between Inhumans and X-Men, you had the death of Cyclops. Because back in the Infinity crossover, Black Bolt, in a last-ditch effort in defeat, trying to take down or stop Thanos, he blows up all the Terrigen Mist, the crystals that give the Inhumans their powers, and this has been dispersed in Earth's atmosphere. And this happened way before Secret Wars, right? Like 1 or 2 years before. And there's no mention of this cloud that's floating around the planet, and it's like creating new Inhumans but killing mutants. And then we come back from Hickman's Secret Wars, and now this is a thing. That there's 2 Terrigen Mist clouds. The first one was destroyed by Cyclops. He used this very obscure X character called the Alchemist. He destroys it. And actually, White Queen actually fools the world and makes everyone think that Black Bolt kills Cyclops, because Black Bolt loses his shit when one of these Terrigen Mist clouds is destroyed. And he just straight up kills Cyclops. But Cyclops actually had died previously to exposure to the Terrigen Mist. Then you get a Marvel series Civil War 2 tie-in, where we have another brief confrontation between the X-Men and Inhumans. Then we get into this one. So the main premise is that the Inhumans and X-Men are trying to work together. Like, Crystal is flying the ship around the world. Wherever the Terrigen Mist cloud goes, they just seek out mutants and try to save them. So new Inhumans can be born and new mutants can be saved. Thing with this cloud that they can't do nothing. Like, you have X-Men from the Storm, X-Men from the Storm from the X-Men. It's really early. Like, can't she use her powers to keep this cloud contained when Forge do something? Because that's sort of like the main premise here is Forge is going to create this machine. First, it's going to destroy the cloud, but then with help of Moon Girl, it's going to like contain it. But no, at first in the story, we have this cloud flying around. We got the ship saving people, and he's doing studies, and he discovers that the cloud is going to lose cohesion, and it's just going to cover the whole world. And there's not going to be any safe places for any mutants anywhere. They're going to have to leave the planet, go live on Mars or something. He goes and informs the X-Men. Also, the status quo to the Inhumans of this time, it's really weird. Like, I don't understand. Johnny is in a relationship with Medusa. Black Bolt is running this bar. There's like various factions of Inhumans. This all went down in the Inhuman series that came out during this time that I didn't read. So Beast tells the X-Men and the mutants, like, we got some bad news. We got to leave the planet, because Beast is also working with the Inhumans during this time. It's like the mutant liaison with them. And what happens is basically the good mutants and the bad ones, like we have Magneto, White Queen, Storm, Rogue, they all sort of decide to, fuck it, we're going to destroy this cloud. It's going to kill all of us. So they know that the Inhumans are not going to take this sitting down. So they start taking them down one at a time. First they go after Black Bolt, then Karnak. Then they go after Medusa, and Attilan is in New York at this time. The Inhuman City, sort of like the way it's represented, it really reminds me of X Factor back in the 80s when they had that gigantic ship floating around the city. Now you got the Inhuman City at this giant monument in the middle of New York or next to it. So the thing is, like, you read this whole story, you get the action between Inhumans fighting X-Men. It's fun. It's well written in general, and the whole, especially the confrontation between Jean Grey and Karnak, it's really good. But you feel like if they would just talk with each other, they could fix this problem and not have a 7-issue long crossover. And there's actually one panel where Medusa, when she finds out about the situation, she says, "Hey, why didn't they just talk to me?" And just sort of straight up kills the story. Like, I can understand why they're battling, but that no one opened their mouth prior to this. That no mutant said, "Hey, look, if this thing's just going to straight up kill all of us if we don't resolve this problem." It sort of kills the story. Like, there's this third faction of Inhumans that are actually the ones that want to try to resolve the problem. That part's sort of cool. But again, when Medusa says, "Hey, just if someone would have told me," oh my god, this thing's it's pretty thick. It took me 1 or 2 days to get through because for some reason I just couldn't finish the story. It's not that I wasn't engaged. That I have a less than 1 month-year-old child, so he's very demanding. So my comic book readings would really cut back. So this story, I think it's leaving. It feels sort of like a waste of time, like this trilogy of Inhuman X-Men conflicts. Thank God after this, X-Men got much better with the Hickman era. At least I really liked what Hickman did. But up until this time, boy, it was rough. So see you guys next time. Bye.